Today for our armor upgrade, we're gonna do our armor up. I'm gonna even throw in there my armor check. I'll talk a little bit about that. And then we're gonna do a Tai Chi short form as requested by Lana Alsong, aka Lani. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna use my armor up timer, and all you really need is space. I'm gonna be playing on doing the legendary and heroic armor up, but if this is too inaccessible, feel free to go to the YouTube channel and you can find the easier versions. I shouldn't say easier, but the other versions. The Explorer and Adventurer one, which is a step down, and then the story mode, which is seated the entire time. So let's start off. First, I'm going to start off how I start off all my classes. We're going to do 3 deep breaths. So find yourself in a comfortable position. The starting position is going to be seated. So let's go ahead and just close your eyes and do a big inhale through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Last one, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. Let's get started.
Armor up. Up next, seated fold for 20 seconds.
You can do that cross-legged or seated.
3, 2, 1. Seated fold.
I'll sort of throw the story out there. The idea is like right now we're hiding, so I want you to just kind of relax into it.
Up next, low lunge right for 20 seconds.
Go ahead and start making your way. Step your right leg forward. Don't knock over things. And you're just going to shift back and forward as if we're like peeking up to sort of see our way forward. It's like we're sneaking into a fortress.
Up next, high lunge right for 20 seconds. 3, 2, 1. High lunge right.
And up and forward, back straight.
Up next, low lunge left for 20 seconds. 3,
Go ahead and
2,
switch.
1. Low lunge left.
Maybe you just hang out in one spot.
Open up.
Up next, high lunge left for 20 seconds. 3, 2, 1. High lunge left.
Come on up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale.
Up next, hip 90 to 90 for 20
Exhale.
seconds.
Sit back down if you're on more.
2, 1. Hip 90 to 90.
So for this, we're just doing those knee rocks.
Up next, inner thigh stretch for 20 seconds.
Make your way to standing.
2, 1. Inner thigh stretch.
And just shift and stretch those inner thighs. So now it's like we're making our way. We're sneaking
Up
up on
next,
guard.
standing cat slash cow hugs for 20 seconds. 3,
All the way to
2,
standing.
1. Standing cat slash cow
Now
hugs.
it's like we open up and then we wrap and grab the guard. The story is just there to help you remember the order.
Up next, shoulder rolls forward alternating for 10 seconds.
So it's like we're grabbing
3,
perimeter guard,
2, 1. Shoulder rolls forward alternating.
and now we're
Up
crawling
next,
forward.
elbow crawl for 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Elbow crawl. Up next, arm swim for 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Arm swim.
Elbow swim or arm swim
Up
just means
next,
full arms.
shoulder rolls back same time for 10 seconds. 3, Shoulder rolls back same time. Up next, elbow crawl for 10 seconds.
So now we're doing backwards at the same time.
2, 1. Elbow crawl.
Elbows.
Up next, arm swim for 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Arm swim. Up next, rope climb side stretch for 20 seconds. 3, 2,
Take a wide stance.
1. Rope climb side
It's like we're
stretch.
throwing the rope up and then we're climbing up it. Really stretch that side body. And if it feels really good and you're good balance, you can do this little step
Next,
thing.
look
Make it
twist
bigger.
for 10 seconds.
So we climbed our way up the wall.
3, 2, 1.
On top of the wall, we're going to look for guards.
Up next, dagger throw twist for 10 seconds.
We see some, so we're going to silently take them out
2,
with some dagger throws.
Dagger throw twist.
Putting the twist
Up
in
next,
the hall of the
sword and
spine.
shield for 20 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Sword and shield.
Sword and shield. It's like the guards are coming, so we're going to draw our shield and sword like Link. And maybe it's small. Or if it's good,
Up
you can go
next,
big.
right lunge attack light for 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Right lunge
Step into
attack
the
light.
lunge for these light attacks. We're just
Up
shifting
next,
forward,
right lunge
shifting
attack
back.
heavy for 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Right lunge attack
Heavy,
heavy.
wind up.
Next, left lunge attack light for 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Left lunge attack light.
Switch.
Up next, left lunge attack heavy for 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1.
Big.
Left lunge attack heavy. Up next, right paddle squat light for 10 seconds. 3, 2,
Step into like a squat position.
right paddle squat
Paddle
light.
squat, you're just reaching up high.
Up next,
and low
right
for
paddle
light.
squat heavy for 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1.
Heavy, we
Right
look.
paddle squat heavy.
So now it's like we were making an
left
escape
paddle squat light for 10 seconds.
in a canoe.
3, 2, 1. Left paddle
Oh.
squat light. Up next, left paddle squat heavy for 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Left paddle squat heavy. Timer completed in 3, 2, 1. Your timer is complete.
And there's our armor up. And for this week, let's get into the upgrade. You notice that I have my little blanket here because I didn't think to grab a mat for padding on the floor. It can be a little hard. But what we're going to do, so for right now, I have 5 players going through the tutorial quest or tutorial campaign, River of Fear. And this week, the armor upgrade is waterproof leggings. So we're going to hit the legs. We're going to start off with, let's start off with actually one that does require an armor repair tool. These can be, basically, we want an object, preferably a non-pointy object. Something that it could be a lacrosse ball, it could be a tennis ball. Balls are great. I use my dog's balls. This is a massage ball. That's great. It really just depends on what you have available. You could even use a water bottle, something. So what you have available, and then the next kind of thing is like size. Lacrosse ball is a great size, but the next thing is density. How hard is it? This massage ball's got a little bit of give to it, and I really like it. Lacrosse ball is very hard, so it can be a little extreme if you're very tender. I'm going to do this on the bed, but really you want to do this on a hard seated surface. So I'll start on the bed to show you what it looks like, and then I'm going to drop to the floor and use this bigger one. But what you're going to do is sit like you would on a chair. Let's get this so you can actually see me. So you're going to sit on a chair. And you're going to take the ball and you're just going to stick it under your thigh. So even with this cushy bed, I'm getting a little bit of, yeah, it's sticking into something. The big thing we want to do is make sure that we are sitting upright. If you're slouched, it's going to put slack in the back of the leg. We're trying to take the slack out. We're not trying to push into the ball. We're trying to release into the ball. So all you're going to do is just kind of relax there. You may swing, like roll the ball side to side, or roll your thigh over it side to side. That can usually get into stuff. You can pick it up, twist it. If you're in a tender spot where your body's going, ooh, that's sore, just hang out there. Take deep breaths through the nose and out the mouth. That, I'm gonna jump down, so I would suggest staying there for a bit. And then if you get to the point where you're not feeling anything, start extending that leg, straightening it. And you can even pull your toes up. That's again gonna take the slack out of the back of the leg and increase the sensation. Big tip, more sensation does not necessarily mean better. In fact, we want to go for like the smallest amount of sensation and hang out there until there's no sensation. So I'm going to go back to the same leg. I'm going to start a 5-minute timer. I know that sounds like a lot. That's what we're going to do. So you could do this laying down if you have like a good sized ball, or just something enough to get sensation. I'm sitting forward to put a little bit more sensation in there. We're gonna do 5 minutes each leg. And if you are on the ground, or you could even do this against a wall, it's not as easy. I would prefer to lay down on the floor because we want to let gravity kind of do the work. You can also move the ball to under the calf. Sometimes I'll do this double where I have one under the calf, one under the top of the leg. And you might be able to see that my leg, as I roll it, it does this flip, kind of like tick. That's because there's a big fat knot in my calf. So I'm going to go right up to the edge of it, not on top of it. And I'm going to kind of let the weight do the work. Since we have time to kill, I'm going to tell you about our quest. So, like I mentioned, today is the armor upgrade. I will try to do these as regularly as possible. I am doing this during my kid's nap, which I don't know if you can hear this monitor in the background. So if he wakes up, we'll have to cut it short. If he doesn't go down, I won't be able to do this. But anywho, on Sundays, I'll be streaming this armor upgrade. The point of these streams will be to, one, take you through the armor up and armor check, so you get that daily quest knocked out. Talk about that more. And then the focus is self-recovery and healing. Because ultimately, when we work out, or quest, as we like to call it, or I like to call it, what we're doing is we're honestly injuring ourselves. We're breaking down the muscles. And when we get stronger is actually when we recover and allow our bodies to rebuild. So at the end of the week, after we finish our questing, we have a set upgrade day. This is actually when we're getting stronger. I'm about halfway on this side. You can see that I'm kind of shifting around, moving, making sure that if I start to feel really comfortable, I also have a tendency to keep moving when it'd probably be better for me to just kind of hang out. Big inhale through the nose, out through the mouth. know it feels like a while, but there's a style of body work called myofascial release. You may have heard of myofascia. This is a specific style or approach created by a dude named John Barnes. And my wife is a practitioner of it, so I steal some secrets from her. But the thing he recommends is if you're in a trouble spot, really giving it like 5 minutes. So they'll hold us like with a light amount of pressure on a spot of soreness for 5 minutes. And that's to give the body time to let go, release, as opposed to like, a lot of people are like, oh, I like a deep tissue massage, like deep. So they get a lot of immediate relief of that. But what you're basically doing is like, if you think about it, almost like your body, the fascia or the like connective tissues have a kink in it, like a wire. There's our 5 minutes. Let's go ahead and switch. And before we do, actually, I'll get back to where I was, but just pull the tool away. Just release your legs. I was going to do stretching today because I didn't want you to have tools, but here we are. Oh well. All right. I'm going to start that 5-minute timer. So if you have a kink in the wire in the connective tissues and you just try to rip it back into place, you may straighten it, but there's still going to be that little, you can't see this, but a little kink in it, it'll be like this. So say we were here, and we try to rip it back, there'll be this. So you ultimately, you kind of got long, but there's still that kink and it'll want to pull it back. So by taking our time to slowly straighten it out, we end up with full release and back to the original without a kink. And that's what we're kind of trying to do with this slow and easy approach. Because you might notice that, I get this deep tissue and it feels great, but then 2 days later I feel the same. Similar to that armor up of training our body, the muscle memory to do movements in a way that we don't injure ourselves. So when we aren't thinking about how we're moving, we just naturally do them in a better way. We're doing the same thing with our tissues here, with our armor. We're teaching it, hey, you don't need to be fired up right now. We're not in battle. We're not questing. We're not working out. We're not in a stressful situation. You can let go. Tension is good in moments of need, but if it, like stress, becomes chronic, it can actually become inhibiting. So if you're watching this live or you're watching a replay, feel free to either hop on our Discord and send me any request you have. Players in our one-on-one guidance sessions, or if you just want to shoot me a message if there's something that's really feeling sore to you. We can make that next week's choice. Also note, doing stuff like this, like releasing the back legs, could probably help if you have any low back pain. Also the front of the legs. We got less than 2 minutes.
Big inhale through the nose, out through the mouth. Oh. Jeez Louise. Again, we're not trying to hurt ourselves. We're just trying to find a comfortable uncomfortableness. It's also like what I tell players in your normal quest. The difficulty you should be playing at, or the intensity you should be doing the quest at, it should feel challenging but manageable. You want to feel confident in the challenge and that you know that you're working or pushing yourself a little bit, but that you know that you can complete it. Too many times, I was very much a barbarian in my idea. Oh, we got 10x. Carlock used to be a barbarian, and too many times I injured myself by pushing too hard, and then I'd be out for a couple weeks. So ultimately, I wasn't getting very far. Inhale through the nose, out through the mouth. Go ahead and remove your armor up. Great. Oh, I feel like I got new legs. Let's go ahead. We're going to close it out there. So today we did the armor up, armor check. If you are doing this, you can check off your daily quest for in the quest tracker. Armor upgrade, waterproof leggings. We worked on releasing the back of the legs. Again, you can do that seated. You can use anything, any object really. I've used my kids' toys. They're not always the comfiest, so a ball is better. But do what you got to do. You can do that seated while you're working at a desk or anything. And yeah, that's great for that. Otherwise, catch you on the next adventure.